All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody had a pretty decent day today. I know it's been roughly a little over a week between Dawson being sick and it feels like everything else going on in our lives. Bible study has completely slipped my mind, and I know that's awful, but I'm trying. So either way, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump in with Armed and Dangerous. So today's is about Satan. Bookmark. Okay, so we're starting with Ezekiel 28:14 and 15. It says, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stone of fire, of the stones of fire. Thou wast perfect in thy ways from the day that thou wast created, till iniquity was found in thee." Isaiah 14:12 through 16. "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down from the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God, I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms?" 1 Peter 5:8. "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." 2 Corinthians 4:3 and 4. "But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them." John 8:44. "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in truth, because there is not truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it." Ephesians 6:11. "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the wiles of the devil." 2 Corinthians 11:14. "Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light." Hebrews 2:9, 14 and 15. "But we see Jesus, who was made a little lower than the angels for the suffering of death, crowned with glory and honor, that he by the grace of God should taste death for every man, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all the lifetime subject to bondage." Alright, Revelation 12:9 through 11, it says, "And the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death." Alright, last one is Revelation 20:10. Yes. It says, And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Whew, that felt like a mouthful, but alright. So keeping it going with Jesus Calling today is Mark 18. Yes? Okay. So it says, "Trust me one day at a time. This keeps you close to me, responsive to my will." Trust is not a natural response, especially for those who have been deeply wounded. My spirit within you is your resident tutor, helping you in the supernatural endeavor. Yield to his gentle touch. Be sensitive to his prompting. Exert your will to trust me in all circumstances. Don't let your need to understand distract you from my presence. I will equip you to get through this day victoriously as you live in deep dependence of me. Tomorrow is busy worrying about itself. Don't get tangled up in its worry webs. Trust me one day at a time. So changing it up today, we actually have 4 verses. So the first one is Psalm 84:12. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. It says, "O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man who trusts in you." Short and sweet. So the next one is 1 Corinthians 6:19. Okay. And it says, or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not your own? Okay? And then Jeremiah 17:7 says, blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord and whose hope is the Lord. And last one is Matthew 6:34. And it says, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about its own things. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. All right. So that's all I got for that one today. So let's go on to God is Always With Me, as I'm trying to turn the page in Jesus Calling also. All right, so God is always with me. Today is called Sheltered. The verse today is, he will cover you with his feathers. He will shelter you with his wings. His faithful promises are your armor and protection. Psalm 91:4. And it says, like an eagle, God shelters us beneath his wings from storms and attacks. The image is powerful, yet also tender. How wonderful is it to be tucked in, right up against him, absorbing his warmth. Do you rest in the promise of protection, or do you struggle, always poking your head out to see what dangers await? Maybe you've even tried to leave the nest altogether and take care of yourself. If so, return to his side, accept his protection. So today's question is, what do you need shelter from today? Honestly, this is probably going to sound really cliche, but as Christians, I feel like we always need shelter from the worldly things that may not be as pleasing to God, if that makes sense. I feel like I said, we as Christians, I feel like we all need that. But as far as me individually, I don't really know. Let me think on it. If I have an answer, I'll answer before I'm done. So, with that being said, today is Tuesday, and since I missed yesterday, today is devotions for dog lovers. So, today's is called Top Dog. The verse today is James 3:17. It says, the wisdom from above is first of all pure. It is also peace-loving, gentle at all times, and willing to yield to others. It is full of mercy and the fruit of good deeds. It shows no favoritism and is always sincere. So, it says, our two miniature schnauzers genuinely love each other and get along. However, when it comes to who gets to lay between us in bed, our female Zoe always gets that coveted position. She is never willing to let our male, Rocky, be the top dog. She sometimes deploys distraction tactics by pulling out a toy. While Rocky's busy playing, she jumps up on the bed and secures her spot. Rocky is then obliged to lay by our feet while she happily gets extra tummy rubs. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to mind his dominant sister constantly vying for our complete attention, but sometimes we intentionally force Zoe to give Rocky the spotlight. Isn't it easy to be focused on ourselves? We too desire to be in the best position possible. We sometimes distract or manipulate others for our own agendas. We justify our actions by rationalizing we're making the right decision, even if we sideline someone else in the process. Being right doesn't make us wise. In today's verse, James explains that godly wisdom stems from pure motives. It is gentle and willing to yield for the betterment of someone else. A Christian speaker once shared that she'd always loved being a Sunday school teacher, but as she began to travel more frequently for speaking engagements, she realized she could no longer do both well. When she stepped down from teaching the class, a younger woman took over and the group continued to thrive. The new leader brought along her own life experiences and a different style of teaching that breathed new life into the class. And so if our ultimate goal is to bring God glory in everything we do, our focus will shift from us to others. Willingness to put aside our own plans doesn't come naturally to us, so we must allow the Holy Spirit to work within us. Then we can see others the way God does, without favoritism. So the prayer today is, Father, examine my heart and help me make decisions with the right motives. It's so easy to become self-absorbed and make choices with only my benefits in mind. Help my desire to be wise trump my desire to be right. Guide me to opportunities in which I can yield my own ideas and agendas for the good of someone else. Thank you for the example Christ left us when he willingly set aside his glory to serve those around him. Please help me do likewise. Help me to do likewise. So today's pause to think is, when in charge of an event or a project, how willing are you to implement others' ideas if it means deviating from your own original plan? And today's did you know is, when your dog licks you, it releases endorphins, gives him a sense of satisfaction, and relieves stress. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. My dog's been licking us a lot lately, so that makes a lot of sense. Poor baby. Okay. Either way, I don't know how much time I have left.